What is up guys, Woo here, back again with another Division 2 build video guys. Today I'm bringing you my insane status effects build for PvE. This is beautiful. And if you like seeing fried NPCs, then guys, check this build out. And of course, if you enjoy this video, thumbs doodle, it helps. And yes, if you're not subbed to the channel, drop the woo bomb on the sub button, ding that bell to be notified when I upload my shizzle. Guys, let's woo this. Okay, peeps, yes, I'm outdoors. It's raining a little bit, so let's bring a little bit of burn to the party, guys. This is my Eclipse Protocol burn build. Mental. That's the only word for it, mental. It is insanely hot. It really is. Guys, I'm using Firewall. Bringing more burn to the party. It has to be done. Now, there are various different alternatives. You can go down the Technician route, Survivalist, or Demolitionist. That's entirely up to you. Why I've opted for the Firewall route is a number of reasons. The first reason is that 20% burn duration, which helps the fire starter skill variant. Get burn longer, that means I do more damage. That is a really good tool to have on the build. A nice little trick. And then we have again the really cool medkit, which is still really viable in PvE. Plus, armor break. If you lose your armor, given this is a skill build, then we know enemies within 5 meters will set on fire. And again, with my backpack talent, I'm going to set the world on fire with this setup. It really is that good. So guys, no offensive, no defensive. It's all about 6 utility stats. And of course, the mining attributes are 10, yes guys, 10 yellow Legos and 1 blue, which is on the Imperial Dynasty holster. 726k armor, 281k health, 6 skill tiers. Let's go through the build. Firstly guys, the mask is Eclipse Protocol. And what does that do? So the 2-piece will give me 15% status effects. The 3-piece is 15% skill haste, 30% hazard protection. The 4-piece is indirect transmission. Your status effects now spread on kill to all enemies within 15 meters and refresh 50% of the duration. And that is the duration of the status effect. So really nice gear set. I like this. I think out of the 3 gear sets that have dropped, this is by far my favourite so far. So guys, 10% status effects, 11.3% skill haste. I've opted for status effects everywhere possible on this build because I want them to burn for bloody longer. I want to see some fried NPCs. I want to see them cooked, and this build will do that for you. So guys, we'll start with the knee pads next. Again, look at it guys, status effects. You can see the song remains the same. The gloves, identical, 10% status effects. The chest piece, which is the final piece of the Eclipse Protocol gear set. Now the chest piece talent is Proliferation. Increases indirect transmission range from 50 meters to 20 meters and refresh percentage from 50% to 75%. And that means again, it is a wider spread of status effects and the duration will be longer, which means they're going to burn. They're going to keep burning guys. Again, it is really good. I like this. I mean, you could on this build go for skill damage and just go shit. What I want to do is I want to just proc this as often as possible, simply because that burn is going to just create carnage. That's an option, by all means it is. I've gone the other way, I've gone status effects. I just want to create as much fire, as much burn as possible, and create so many problems, so much crowd control for my DPSs to take them down like butter. That's the kind of the setup I've gone for, and it works, it really does. And then we go through the Imperial Dynasty, and that is, yes guys, 9.4% status effects, 10% hazard protection, and the talent Dragon's Glare. While in combat, applies burn to the enemy closest to you within 20 meters. The cooldown is 35 seconds. This is a great talent. And again, yeah, it's been a bit OP in PvP. It is the cheesiest thing going, but still, in PvE, it's brilliant. It really is. Don't touch it again, guys. It is fantastic. I'm loving this for PvE. You're just setting the world on fire. Now, this synergizes perfectly with the next piece, which is the backpack. And is this piece, which is Wyvern Wear, 10% skill damage, 8.8% status effects, 10% skill damage, 11.5% skill haste, and the talent Creeping Death. When you apply a status effect, it is also applied to all enemies within 8 meters of your target. So you know what I'm saying, guys? You know what I'm saying? So again, the Imperial Dynasty holster. When it sets one enemy on fire, what happens? All enemies within that range. Yes, guys, all enemies within that range of the 8 meters will also be set on fire. Potentially, that is a shitload of NPCs. NPC fried duck, that's what's going to happen. And on this build, it is brilliant for setting so much burn up. It is crazy. And again, the cooldown is 15 seconds. It is really, really good. Then we have the chest piece talent. It synergizes perfectly well. So you're just spreading the burn all around the park. And that's exactly how this is intended for the build. Again, it's not about doing the maximum skill damage. Because someone will say in the comment section, my fire starter does more damage. Yes, we know that. I've opted for status effects. And again, for doing prolonged burn. And that's what I want on the build. And guys, trust me, it works a treat. So guys, Creeping Death is awesome. It really is awesome. Let's go through the weapons. And the primary weapon is the Harmony Rifle. And you can see, I've not touched this yet. I will be. I'm either going to go for damage to armor or damage to targets out of cover. Not decided 100% yet. It's one or the other. Maybe the latter. But still, when I get around to it, I will. And that will just elevate this build a little bit more as well. It's got the talent perfectly in sync. Hitting an enemy grants 20% skill damage for 5 seconds. Using the skill or damaging an enemy with a skill grants plus 20% weapon damage for 5 seconds. Damage increases are doubled while both buffs are active at the same time. Now the reason I'm rolling with a status effect skill and a non-status effect skill is very simply this. What I want is this talent to be active as often as possible. And in doing so, it will again double my damage output on my skills and my weapon. So that's for 40% each way. And again, with that, I need something that's going to be a nuisance, something that's going to be consistent and do some okay damage as well, some tick damage. And that's why I've opted for the Striker Drone. And the Striker Drone will just give me that tick, and again, keep refreshing that 5 seconds. Once that's up that 5 seconds, I will be dealing damage with my weapon. Easily switch to the Fire Starter, and again, guys, it's that 40% quite quickly, efficiently, and easily. That's why I've opted for this. It works a treat. Now, in terms of mods, very simply, crit hit chance. There's rounds on there and crit hit damage. The secondary is the Mechanical Animal. You can see, guys, God rolled. It's just beautiful. The talent is Future Perfection. Weapon kills grant +1 skill tier for 19 seconds, and that stacks up to 3 times. Weapon kills at skill tier 6 grant overcharge for 15 seconds, and the cooldown is 90 seconds. Guys, you use this very intelligently. So what you would do, and once this weapon is not on cooldown, it's ready to go, and what you would do is you would switch to this secondary weapon. But you do so when there's an NPC that's just waiting there with a sliver of health, for just an ounce, and you know you can just quickly, a few bullets, pop them down. Because once they're popped, you will generate proc the Future Perfection talent. So what you would do then is you would switch to your primary, which is the Harmony. Then you'd be dealing some damage, and also you drop your Fire Starter skill, which would be crazy radius and crazy damage. So it works nice on this setup. By all means, you could go Perfect Spike. That is an option for that extra 25% skill damage. That's a good option. But I opted for this because I like that really sexy overcharge on both my skills. It really, really works. So again, guys, you test it and you see it. It works a treat for me. Mods, crit hit chance. We're looking rounds, critical chance, and more critical hit chance. Now, guys, the skills. The first skill, which is the secondary skill, is the Striker Drone. And this, guys, just procs damage from my weapons and my skills, and it just exactly what I want. Exactly what I want on the build. You can see a 16-second cooldown, 48,430 damage. That's base damage before, again, the stars are aligned and everything else, that jazz. But is great. Great damage dealer over time. It really, really is. So, guys, I like this. It works a treat with the way I'm playing, guys. But you test this and you see it pays dividends to have something like this on your setup. In terms of mods, very simply duration, damage, and health. And the bread and butter at the build is the Fire Starter Chem Launcher. You see, guys, 19.5 second cooldown, 8 ammo. I believe ammo is the way to go, in my opinion. You can shave off a second, maybe, if you go for skill haste, but still, I'd rather have the ammo. The radius is nearly 4 meters. The damage is 538,862. Of course, guys, you can get this much higher. That's correct. But as you know, you're fully aware, the status effects everywhere on this build, because there's only one slot. You have to make a decision: skill damage or status effects. And guys, this is all about status effects. Burn damage of 270, which is nice. It really is. I'm going to get that a lot on this, especially with the extended duration of 12.9 seconds. And guys, yeah, it is really, really crazy. Mod-wise, yes, guys, burn strength and ammo. Let me take a look at the stats. Very simply, you can see, guys, there's not much weapon damage on this, not much crit or crit hit damage. But again, that's not what the build is about. It's dealing extra weapon damage once the stars are aligned. And yes, we know that the drone and the primary weapon and your secondary skill are all working in tandem, which means you can just generate more damage. Yes, so you will get a bit of that on the build. But again, don't expect to be one-shotting anything on this set because it's not how it's intended. 10% all weapons damage bonus, 25% rifle damage, 15% AR damage. We know what the talents are. Skill haste is about 54.2%. Again, we know we'd love more. I'd love it more, 80, 90%. But again, guys, you just can't stack it. There's no way to put it on this build. You can't put it on your holster. You can put it on the backpack potentially, but you are missing out on status effects or skill damage. Again, it's a close call what you'd want to do. Personally, I feel this is the best way that I've got it set up. But guys, let me know what you think in the comments section. So again, guys, this build is mental. It is consistently setting NPCs on fire. Frying duck all the time, guys. It is crazy. I really enjoy this build. I really, really do. And I implore you to test it and try it. If you haven't already, let me know below what you think of this build. And I'm sure, guys, you're running something very similar in PvE. But as you've seen the gameplay, it's great. It really, really is. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.